By mid June, Instagram starts looking like everyone you know is either in Italy, on a cruise, at a beach house, or standing in front of a mountain in matching linen outfits. Meanwhile, you are at home looking at the grocery total and the gas prices, thinking, well, I guess our summer theme this year is character development. Here's what the research actually shows: the thing pulling you toward a vacation you cannot afford is rarely the trip itself. It's something underneath the trip. And once you can name it, the pressure starts to lift. I'm Coach Janet J. And today on Your Next Best Step, we are talking about the vacation you cannot afford and the one you actually can, and how to tell the difference before your credit card finds out. Summer comparison has its own special flavor. Holiday comparison is loud and obvious. Summer comparison is sneakier. It comes wrapped in sunshine and family memories and the phrase, you only get 18 summers with your kids, which, let's be honest, can make a mom or a grandmother feel like she needs to rent a beach house immediately, or she has somehow failed the emotional development of her entire family. No pressure, just sunscreen and panic. And it's broader than moms. If you are single, widowed, divorced, caring for an aging parent, on a tight budget, or simply tired, summer can stir up something different. It may not be, I need to give my kids a perfect vacation. It may be, why does everyone else seem to have people, plans, invitations, and places to go? Whichever version is yours, the ache is real, and it is more common than your feed will let you believe. Hebrews 13:5 says, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Look at how God frames contentment in this verse. Contentment is freedom. It is the ability to say, my life is not less valuable because someone else is at the beach. And notice what God attaches contentment to. He doesn't say, be content because you have enough money. He says, be content because I am with you. Now, that magically does not fix the budget. It actually does something deeper. It reminds us that lack is not the same as abandonment. Research gives us a language for what many of us already feel. A 2023 study published in Frontiers in Psychology by Ling and colleagues looked at how scrolling through other people's curated lives, what researchers call upward social comparison on social media, affects spending behavior. What they found is that the comparison itself does not directly empty your wallet. It works through two middle steps. First, comparison feeds materialism, the sense that having more, owning more, or experiencing more would close the gap. Second, comparison stirs envy. And those two together drive online compulsive buying. In normal person language, when we spend a lot of time looking at other people's best moments, our brains start whispering that the way to feel better is to buy our way closer. Suddenly, we want the trip, the patio upgrade, the giant inflatable flamingo that nobody asked for. That urge has a name. It is comparison pressure, showing up as a shopping cart. And here is the encouraging side. Earlier research from Boven and Gilovich found that experiences tend to bring more lasting satisfaction than material purchases. The good news inside that good news? The meaningful experience does not have to be expensive. What people remember most is connection, laughter, rest, and story. So, what does this mean for you sitting in your kitchen wondering if your summer is somehow falling short? It means the question is not, can I afford to take the trip everyone else is taking? The question is, what kind of summer does my heart actually need? And what would it cost me to keep ignoring that? There are really two vacations on the table this summer. The first is the vacation you cannot afford. And I don't mean just financially. The vacation you cannot afford is the one that costs your peace, your sleep, your honest budget, or your ability to enjoy the trip while you are on it. It is the trip booked because everyone else is going somewhere. The upgraded version of a simple plan because the simple plan didn't look impressive enough. The activity packed week that leaves everyone exhausted and cranky. The memory making experience where adults are panicking about the cost the entire time. If the trip requires you to purchase the appearance of peace while losing your actual peace, it may be too expensive. The second is the vacation you can afford. And I think we've miscategorized this one. Sometimes we believe we cannot afford a vacation because we have defined a vacation as airfare, hotel, rental car, restaurants, matching outfits, and one photogenic body of water. Listen, I am not against a photogenic body of water. I support lakes, oceans, pools, and a good sprinkler. I am simply saying the sprinkler has been underestimated. Vacation can mean a change of pace, a break from the normal routine, a small adventure, rest without guilt, shared laughter, a story you will tell later, one day where nobody eats lunch standing over the sink. For one woman, that's a backyard picnic with water balloons and breakfast for dinner. For another, it is a slow morning, a scenic drive, and a coffee shop with a book. For someone else, it's teaching a grandchild an old game on the porch. The good summer is the one your nervous system can actually enjoy. Here's how this lands across the 4 pillars. Mentally, you stop running comparison loops. Emotionally, you give yourself room to want what you already have. Physically, your body releases the tension of debt and pressure. Spiritually, you remember that contentment is rooted in God's presence, and that is a vacation you don't have to book. Your next best step is simple. Write down one summer memory from your childhood that cost little or nothing. A sprinkler, a porch, a popsicle, a walk to the store, catching lightning bugs, reading on the floor by a fan, sitting outside till it got dark. Then ask, what is the grown-up version of that memory? Plan one small version of that this week. Keep it honest, keep it small. The kind of moment your heart can actually receive. So this week, when the vacation photos start rolling in, take a breath before you decide your life is lacking. Research shows comparison drives the urge to spend more than the budget does. Hebrews reminds us that contentment is rooted in the presence of God, who promised to never leave us. And the smallest summer memory, a porch, a sprinkler, a slow evening, may be exactly the version your heart will actually remember. Someone else's trip is not a verdict on your summer. The vacation you can afford may be much closer than you think. On Monday, we're going somewhere a little softer. Summer brings shorts and sleeveless tops and pool invitations for many of us. And that visibility comes with a low-grade dread that can start in May and last until September. I would love to have you with me. So if today's episode helped you breathe a little easier, would you take a moment and leave a rating or review? It's one of the ways other women can find this show, and I'm genuinely grateful for everyone. I will see you Monday. Take your next best step.